Bowling alleys are a front for a secret government experiment to test human patience and frustration levels. Think about it. First, the rental shoes. Why do they look like that? Why do they smell like defeat? Because they're designed to weaken your morale before you even start. Then, the bowling balls. You pick one up and boom. Either it's too heavy, too light, or has weirdly spaced holes that make you question if you have alien fingers. They never fit right. Coincidence? I think not. And don't even get me started on the gutters. They could make lanes with bumpers built in. But no, they want you to fail. You roll the ball, it veers off course like it has a mind of its own. Why? Invisible magnets. Controlled by some guy in a back room with a headset watching your every move. And the worst part? The machine that sends your ball back takes just long enough to make you rethink all your life choices. They're studying you. They're watching. And we just keep playing. There are stories of planes that took off as normal, but never landed. No wreckage, no distress calls. Just gone. But here's the weird part. Some of them came back. In 1993, a small private plane vanished over the Atlantic. No signal, no debris. But 7 years later, it landed at a small airport in Brazil. The pilot was confused, insisting it was still 1993. His fuel was full. His watch was ticking like time had never passed. Authorities investigated, but his flight records had been erased. No one could explain how his plane was still intact. A similar case happened in 1971. Flight 914 took off from New York, vanished from radar, and reappeared in Venezuela, 37 years later. The crew thought they had only been in the air for a few hours. No one knows where these planes go or how they come back. Time travel? A hidden government experiment? A glitch in reality? All I know is some flights never really crash, they just wait.
I almost died 2 years ago. It's been a long journey getting back on my feet, but Nani wants to visit her grandchildren a little more and love them a little more, and this will help.
My goal in life is to make a positive impact, to make a difference. And so winning this money would empower me to do so.
I want my son to look up and say, that guy tried every single time to make a difference.
I got a second chance at life when I beat stage 3 cancer. I really want to start a service for people who has cancer, because sometimes you just don't want to get out the bed. So you pulling up, putting a smile on somebody else's face like that, it's like super dope.
Have you ever set an alarm but woke up right before it went off, even if it was a random time? It happens too often to be luck. People say it's just your body clock, but how does your body know the exact minute? And why does it only happen on days when you have something important? What if alarms do more than wake us up? What if they reset something in our brains? Maybe we wake up early because we're not supposed to feel that moment, like our mind is being kept on a schedule. And here's the weird part. When you're really tired, this never happens. The alarm always wakes you. So what's different? Maybe alarms aren't just sounds. Maybe they do something else. Something we don't realize.
A vending machine is freaking me out. Last week, I went to buy a Dr. Pepper. Before I even pressed a button, the screen lit up. Back for another Dr. Pepper bill? I hadn't even touched it yet. How did it know? The next day, I walked up but didn't buy anything. As I turned to leave, it said, "Not in the mood for snacks today?" That was weird. Maybe just a smart machine, right? But yesterday, I didn't even stop. I just walked past, and it whispered, "See you tomorrow." I freaked out. I went back and kicked it. The screen flickered, then showed one last message. Violence won't change fate. I'm never walking that way again. Last weekend, I went to a wedding. I didn't know the couple, but my friend invited me and, hey, free food. Everything was going fine. The bride looked happy, the groom was smiling, and I was just enjoying the moment. Then my phone buzzed. I stepped outside for a second to check it. When I came back, everyone was staring at me. The officiant, the guests, even the bride looked nervous. "What?" I asked. The officiant cleared his throat and said, "Sir, do you take this woman to be your wife?" I laughed until I saw the real groom. Sitting. Behind me, I had accidentally stood where he was supposed to be, and because I left so quietly, they thought I was just nervous. I quickly stepped away. The real groom took his spot, and the wedding continued. My friend hasn't invited me to a wedding since. People say Atlantis sank into the ocean thousands of years ago, but what if it never sank at all? Some believe Atlantis was a huge civilization, not just one city. Ancient ruins all over the world, like the pyramids and underwater cities, might be part of it. Others think Atlantis is under Antarctica, buried under ice. Satellite images show strange shapes that look like buildings. And what if the people of Atlantis didn't disappear? Maybe they went underground. Maybe they had technology so advanced they left Earth completely. So, was Atlantis really lost? Or hidden from us? I bought a second-hand laptop and found a single file. Do not open. Of course I opened it. It was a security camera video of an office. A man sat at a desk typing. Suddenly the screen glitched. He froze completely for 10 minutes. No blinking, no movement. Then he looked straight at the camera and whispered something. There was no sound. The screen glitched again and suddenly he was gone. The chair was empty. The clock on the wall hadn't moved. I checked the file's details. It was created yesterday. I returned the laptop the next morning.